to the market wolf. I am the market wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and my opinion. And it has been a heck of a ride up. I tell you what, I never tell you that I'm always right 100% of the time. I tell you 90, 95% of the time I'm correct, and I'm honest about when I am wrong, and you'll never see me deny that. And I tell you what, I was basically wrong, okay? My bull case was right here. It went a little bit above that. I expected, like I told you, I expected this to roll over into this consolidation area here. We did not roll over. That did not happen. And so that's why I'm always giving you the bear case, the bull case, and my opinion, because my opinion was dependent on volume here last time. And until we actually see volume come in, we don't know if we have it or not. And so that's why I stick with the facts until the facts develop. But that's also why I warned you last video. Go back and listen to it. And the video before that, and the video before that. You look at my last 3 videos. What are they titled? I am telling you, we are becoming more bullish. And I warned you very, very concisely last video and the video before that this bull case very well could play out. And we are seeing that happen right now as we speak. So let's get into what's going on in the daily chart here. Actually, I want to pull you out to the 1 week chart. And, essentially the bear case for the week chart, hey, it's already made for us. We know what the bear case is. We know what's been going on the weekly. Now, we've started a new week this week. We can see the day is red, okay, so far. And on the week, we're red so far. Now, we've had this big emotional spike here this past week of volume incoming. But you can see that really the volume is still decreasing on that price overall. So that's interesting. It makes you wonder, are we going to flag out some more here on the weekly time frame before we make any big moves? Now, of course, that's relative, right? Because people consider coming up here a fairly big move. But when you're looking at it in a weekly time frame, it really depends. Is that going to extend way up? We don't know yet. We'll have to see. Remember, in a bear market, you can rip up for days and days on end. We've seen that weeks on end. And people said, wow, we've never seen it go up this high before. So many successive days and then weeks. And look at what we've got here. Same story playing out here. We've got so many weeks. We're down successively. So something to pay attention to. The momentum could be slowly shifting towards the bull case on the weekly. We have yet to see that yet. We're still underbought with the bull case on the weekly, though. We'll have to see how that plays out in the lower time frames. And, of course, again, last week we had a strong move to the upside. And again, bear case, visit previous videos, look at what happened here. Now, that doesn't mean we can't rip. It's like I've always said, we have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a look at the 1 day. We have the bull case on the 1 day here. We're still trying to cool up on the 20-day EMA line. We're really kind of sitting on this bull pennant, and we have strong momentum to the upside. We have decent volume, with the exception of closing today red. Okay, so, it's okay. So, bull case, it's not looking terrible. There's definitely room to run up there. Now, on the bear case, the EMA's lines still haven't crossed. We still haven't seen a bullish divergence here on the daily. The momentum could be peaking right now. It's looking like it might be. The daily candle, it has that really kind of tall wick on it. That's something to watch. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could mean that we're reaching a peak here. And, that decent volume, again, really comes back to the bear case, too, because look at this. Is that truly increasing volume on increasing price? A little bit. It's mostly running flat. And then you've got this big day exiting. So that, gets us wondering on the daily, are we about to roll over a little bit here? Or are we going to come maybe into that zone I talked about before? I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's take a look at the 4-hour then. And remember that zone from the previous video was around average $400.55, just so we're clear on that, if you happen to just be listening. Now, on the 4-hour, the EMA line, it's continuing its journey up. we've got a bull flag, and really we could be hitting a cool down, but really this could just flag out and run though, essentially. And we do have, even on the 4-hour here, this kind of bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour, and so that's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's take a look at. Well, let's talk about the bear case here first. There's no EMA. There's we are overbought. The volume profile is in decline, and we do have significant exiting volume as the momentum is decreasing. So that's something to pay attention to on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at the 2-hour. Let's see if anything different is being confirmed, denied. 2-hour, very important time frame here. And on the 2-hour, we see that we do have that bullish divergence on the EMA lines almost complete. The 20 just needs to cross that 200, and if that happens, look out, because I think that's really going to confirm to the entire market, hey, we're going up here, we're going to rip. So we got to watch that 20-day. If it crosses that 200, be prepared. We have that very large bullish engulfing candle again, and so that's really a bull case we have to watch for. That is no joke. And then our bear case, we've got lots of exiting volume, and really, I think the thing to point out here is that that's been on, is it 3 successive days? It's not successive, but we have had a lot of exiting volume. Friday, rather, not so terrible. Tuesday today looking about the same as Thursday last week, where you've got some incoming. We got a little more exiting this week, though. It's something we definitely have to keep an eye on. That momentum is beginning to shift on the 2-hour. If you look at the bear case for the 2-hour, that momentum is definitely turning to the downside. We are overbought, and we're under the moving average, essentially, for what's going on here. And there's lots of exiting volume again, and we also have to pay attention not only to that bullish engulfing candle that was here, and we're seeing it show up in other places, but on the 2-hour time frame, we're also seeing a bearish engulfing candle here. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay. All right, let's go to the hour, and let's see what we can tease out there, and then we're going to get to the 30 and the best bear and bull cases. So on the hour, the EMA lines are almost straight. They've almost completely finished their divergence. That's, great for the bull case. We've got decreasing incoming volume. That's not great for the bull case. And we have price supported by the 20-day, which is good for it. More of the bear case would really just be we got lots of exiting volume again, and you can look back here. You can get a better picture here on the hour of what's been happening. Lots of exiting volume, and I'm going to show you something very interesting towards the end of this that you need to pay attention to. There's 2 very important things that I want to tell you as we begin to wrap up this update for tomorrow. Let's see. We're not supported by the 20, like I said, on are we on the hour here? No, we're definitely supported by the 20 on the hour. Where's that? Where's that coming from? No, we're supported by the 20 on the hour. And that's fine on the hour. We need to look at the 30-minute. Let's take a look at the 30-minute, okay? The bull case on the 30-minute is that the price has been moving up, and, we can see that we're coiling up tighter here inside of this pennant flag, so just pay attention to that. We do see again this very bullish engulfing candle here, even on the 30-minute within that flag formation. So something to pay attention to. We're not seeing the bearish one there, but again, this time frame is lower time frame. It holds less weight, but you got to remember back on what was it, the 4-hour, the 2-hour? I don't recall that we saw that we have a again, a bullish engulfing candle, and we're missing that bearish one. We only see that on one time frame, so that's something to pay attention to. As far as the price going, it's been moving up. We're cleaning up tight. We're not overbought, and the EMA divergence has completely finished. So, the 30-minute is looking good for the bull case, looks decent. The bear case, we're not supported by the 20 on the 30. In fact, we're under the 20 on the 30. That's where that was coming from. It's like, I know that's not right now. But anyway, so we also have momentum moving to the downside, and you can see we're beginning to roll over. And there's lots of exiting volume here on the 30-minute. The thing you always want to check, and this is one of those important things I want to talk to you about as we begin to wrap things up, is that we want to look at the 5-minute time frame. Okay, I'm hearing rumblings of market makers exiting the market right now. And that would not surprise me because I think, although I'm a wolf, you all know, like long-term right now, I'm a bear. There's no reason to be bullish long-term unless the Fed says, hey, we're going to go back to quantitative easing tomorrow. But you take a look on the 5-minute, on the exiting volume there. That is either massive institutions exiting, or that is, whales exiting, or, algorithms are being triggered. Either way, it's happening. And if we go back, we can see that happening back on Thursday as well. And you look at Friday, the little bit that we did get there on the 5-minute where we saw that big move up, it's not nearly as much as we saw exiting on these 2 days. So definitely something to watch. You can really tease out a lot of information by going down into those lower time frames and seeing, whoa, we had all this volume come in right now, or wow, we had all this volume exit in the 5 minutes. That's incredible. That tells you, we got some market movers moving and shaking here. So pay attention to that. I want to go back to I guess we could take a look at the 2-hour time frame for this. And I essentially want to warn you that as I give you the bear and bull case, I don't want to forget, because there's something rather important I want to point out here about this bear and bull case. And I'm sure you've been able to kind of see where we're going here. Let me give you the bear case first. And I think on the bear case, right, you're going to flag out a little bit more, but then you're going to have a downturn down to the 409.35. You'll flag out through there in between the 409.35 and the 413.40. Then you'll have a further precipitous drop down to the 406. And then I think you could even come down and hit that zone around the 402.02, like I was talking about before. I think that's your best bear case as we see evidence mounting that perhaps things are beginning to slow down. However, we cannot rule out the bull case. And I think on the bull case, you're going to see us continue to flag out and cool down on the 413.40, right in between there. We're going to make our way up to about the 418.12. And we're going to have to consolidate there without falling through if this bull case is going to continue to play out. I think that's a major area to watch tomorrow. That has to be held. I'd be very surprised if we just blow right through it. I would personally be happy with that based on what I'd like to play out and the way I'm thinking about the way I'd like this to play out. It's in my best interest because that means we're headed down sooner too. But just be careful about that and remember that let me say something about UVXY while I'm thinking about it as well too, because a lot of you guys are in UVXY. And look, if all things were equal, right? If all things were equal, then you got 2/3 of the time that when somebody says puts, yeah, they're probably going to be right. Only because you can flag out and cool down, and UVXY can go down. Flag out on SPY, or you can go up and also go sideways, or both. And the same thing will happen on UVXY. The only time UVXY is going to be going in your favor if you bought calls or shares is if, we've got this perfect recipe of price falling precipitously along with the VIX firing off, right? And so those are the things you've got to understand about that. And I would encourage you to pay attention when I'm saying there's a bullish case developing, and I'm strongly saying it could happen. Look, the only reason I go with the bearish case over that right now is because we're in a bear market, and until I see the volume, I don't believe it, period. Well, we had the volume. It's coming in. Okay, so now I believe it. And now I see how this could play out and what could potentially happen. So that's your bull case. I want to give you my case now for tomorrow. My case is analogous with the bull case to a degree. And I'm thinking what will happen tomorrow is that we will flag out on that 413.40 in between there and the 418.12 in that channel. And then I think we probably fall down, cool off even more, go down to the 409.35. That's what I'm looking at for tomorrow. Does that mean we couldn't go further? We could drop further. We could. It's very possible. But I think that the market is trying to build up strength to continue moving up for this longer case here. And that would definitely help show that if we fall back down into this accumulation zone in that 409.35 area again, and it works its way out of there and continues up, that, it's showing some serious strength. If it were to break below that, and here's what I want to point out on that bear case. If you break below 409.17, about there, this whole giant W reversal is essentially going to be invalidated, and you could maybe possibly see a precipitous drop at that point. Maybe the whole market falls out. In fact, I want to go to the daily on that. Is there anything else I want to say about my case? No, not really. I think the only other thing I would say is that it could play out partially as a bull case up here, but then immediately fall through and then flag and then fall through again. So it may come up to the 418.12 briefly. Okay, so that's what I would say there. And let me go to, I think it was the daily. Let me hop over there really quick. I don't want this episode to get too long, but I do want to show you that I think what could be happening here is that we could really be working on a massive left shoulder here that would eventually lead us into a head here. And then we could see a rollover, and that would really kind of help. That would be the situation where we would see this play out, where we get that next leg down. Okay, that could be what we're moving in here into here, but it doesn't necessarily have to play out that way. We look at the W reversal. Let me see. Is that about the same area? Yeah, I'd say if we break about 408.50. You break about 408.50 on the daily, and your W reversal is going to be invalidated. So if that bear case plays out, you could be looking for even further drop on the day. So that's something to pay attention to as well. So there you go. There's your best bull case, your best bear case. I am the Market Wolf. You should be subscribing and liking my video and listening to me more often, that's for sure, because I give you the best bear case, I give you the best bull case, I give you my opinion, and I'm not one of those guys that tries to hide when my opinion is wrong. You know why? Because I don't have a bunch of pride. I understand the market, and I understand that you have to understand, and I have to understand how the bear and bull cases can play out so we can adapt our strategy on point when we see it beginning to happen, and you have a plan, okay? Other people, they don't have a plan in place. Why? Because they have pride. That's how they get burned. I guarantee you, they're making as much money as they are losing in many cases. So keep that in mind. I am the Market Wolf. We will see you next time.